Salam sejahtera.
Wait, just okay. We are everyone's here. We are live right now, and Ramesh, you want to open up the show? Your mic.
Yeah, I think you go ahead, William. You're
Okay.
more familiar with the speakers right now.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our first webinar series on drones. We want to try this out, and we want to keep this session very light. What basically we have two very what do you call it, high-level speakers in terms of our drone world here, Encik Adam and Achai, also known as Hobby Gang. You always see Hobby Gang selling drones, and let's talk about Adam. Adam is actually an expert cinematographer. He has been in the aerial photography business for a long time. At the same time, he is also a very avid RC flyer. And when I say avid RC flyer, he has more than 35 years under his belt flying radio controlled planes, helicopters, things like that. And of course, when the drones came in, he actually embraced it, and he's also a very important person in the drone community. He is also the president of the Malaysian Drone Racing Association, and he has done at least 3 large events in Malaysia and for drone racing. And when I say drone racing in Malaysia, it doesn't mean just Malaysians. He has he has had a lot of international players coming from all over and racing. So this is something that want to pick his brains on his what do you call it, his experience. At the same time, Mr. Adrian Achai, as we call him, he has been a very big support structure for all the drone players, and he has his company. He's an entrepreneur. He runs Hobby Gang, and he helps a lot of drone flyers to actually purchase and get the right equipment for drones. And it's very interesting to actually chat with him. So these opportunities here, we'll keep this session very light. What we did actually, we want to run a pre-recorded session we did a few months ago, and the two of them, Adam and Adrian, actually sat down and explained about the components of the drone itself. So here we'll talk about drone racing. We talk about what Adam suggests, recreational drones. That is about a 20-minute video. I expect maybe Adam can just cut in between, maybe to add 2 cents worth, or Adrian, if you want to break in, no problem as well. Adam is controlling the video play. After that, then we'll go into question and answers, and also how to join the drones revolution here. However, before that, I just want to run this video here. This is also introducing Encik Mano. Encik Mano, and he's the Deputy President of MUDAS. I am the Secretary of MUDAS, and also want to talk a little bit about STEM Makerspace. This platform here is on STEM Makerspace. We have a center in Daman Mall. I'd like to suggest that we view this video first. Let me just share my screen. All right.
MUDAS bermaksud Malaysia UAV Drone Activist Society ataupun Pertubuhan Aktivis UAV Drone Malaysia. Ianya sebuah pertubuhan berdaftar yang berdedikasi untuk pembangunan dan kemajuan aktiviti UAV Drone di Malaysia. Mempromosi kesetaraan, tanggungjawab dan pendidikan untuk pemilik drone adalah juga keutamaan kami. Kami juga menyediakan landscape, latihan mentor dan pembantuan di dalam operasi pengembangan UAV drone. Berikut adalah penerangan umum mengenai panduan operasi drone di ruang udara Malaysia. Pertama, terbang tidak melebihi 400 kaki tinggi dari aras tanah. Terbang dalam jangkauan pandangan. Pastikan peralatan drone dalam keadaan baik. Pastikan anda terbang di luar lingkungan 8 km dari lapangan terbang. Elakkan daripada terbang di atas ataupun berhampiran orang ramai. Terbang berjauhan daripada bangunan dan infrastruktur. Jangan sesekali mengangkut barangan berbahaya dengan drone. Jangan terbang di kawasan larangan dan kawasan kawalan. Pastikan peralatan adalah mematuhi spesifikasi gelombang.
We lost audio.
Tandinglah dengan penuh semangat serta fly responsibly. Terima kasih.
Hi guys, sorry if you all had missed that, but those are basically the 10 sessions that that we have. Sorry, So without further ado, I'd like to pass the mic over to Adam Lokman and Adrian to run the video. But before that, maybe you'd like to talk about the drone industry and especially the recreational, because a lot of our what do you call it, the participants here are also in the drone industry and also more on the recreational as well. So I hand it over to you, Adam.
Yeah, hi everyone, welcome. Yeah, so as William mentioned earlier, we'll be showcasing a video we did a few months back. When was that? So replaying that. Yeah, so basically just an overview on FPV drones. These are basically our DIY drones, self-built, custom-built, hobbyist drones. We'll run through the video and then I'll stop along the way maybe to update some things together with Adrian, Achai. Yeah? Okay. Hey guys, I'm Adam. This is Adrian. Okay, so we've got this very big range of different type of drones. You see that most of these are custom built. They're all FPV drones. They have little cameras on that. FPV is a first-person view. These drones are all flown basically using these goggles, and this is how we race FPV drones through these goggles, first-person view. So the whole excitement and feeling you get is actually as if you are actually flying in a real aircraft. Cameras, right? What is the speed for that? Range of these drones, basically, one of these drones weighs about 800 grams with the battery all fully loaded, up to 800 grams. Right? Each motor is putting out 1.5 kgs of thrust. So how far can you're talking about 6 kilograms of thrust of an 800 gram model. That's a lot. So high-end racing drones can get top speed of 160 kilometers, 180 kilometers at fast.
So basic, a lot of like a newbie will come in and will ask, this one, how far you can fly, what is the range you need that you can go.
Yeah, so because our regulations are stated for general hobby use, also we are limited to 400 feet altitude above ground level, AGL, above ground level, 400 feet, and then range always within line of sight. So how that works with us flying FPV is we normally assign a spotter So even though we are flying through the goggles, which is not line of sight, we have an assistant or a spotter with us next to us to always have our drone in line of sight. Yeah. So these are according to the laws and regulations.
Some also will be using FPV monitor.
Yeah.
Have to have a spotter.
All right. So going back to basically FPV drones, custom drones, they only just recently been able to buy pretty much off the shelf from complete units only recently, but that's only a very few. Most of us still prefer to mix and match parts according to I think like on your side you have a lot of customers also who have their bills based on their budgets. So we can basically build a custom FPV drone based on budget that you have, which are mixed up from all these components. So everything is an individual item. The frame is separate. The motors are separate. We have speed controllers for the motors, and then we need a flight controller, which is the most important thing, which actually controls the drone. Then we have
It's an example of a flight controller. Okay, basically what we call is a CPU, the brain of one drone, right? Okay, so after this, we using electronic speed controller. Okay, this one what we call short form is a EAC. There is a two type. One you see, this one is a 4-in-1, which are 4 EAC. Adam, no sound, Adam. It's a resolder, okay, into one flight controller here. Okay.
Let's
So
rewind.
this one
Sorry.
is separate. But you can see there's 4 inside here. Okay, and this one is a resolder, okay, into one flight controller here. Okay, so this is a sample, just a sample to show you one here. Okay, get a more understanding about the drone. Because a lot of customer or what we call is newbie pilots, they still misunderstanding about drone. Okay, they're thinking that I online purchase 50 ringgit or anything, then I want to raise. When I ask also, they say, I buy this thing, or I budget 300 ringgit, then I want 110 kmh speed. Okay, this is the common issue that we're facing. Right, I believe yourself also facing the same things. Okay, so and here we just go through a very fast one. Okay, what is the basic things that in every drone? Okay, whatever, no matter you are racing drone.
Okay, so we'll show the difference. Okay, so we have about 4 different type of categories for our FPV drones. Okay, racing drones, if you see, we'll go our traditional. Okay, so these now are used as freestyle drones. So basically, we do freestyle aerobatics, all right, to showcase things, and we fly around obstacles and whatnot. It feels cool. It's similar kind of freestyle feeling you get from skating or stuff like that. So you see these are designed with the battery being on top. The center of gravity is different, so that makes it handle differently. Alright, it doesn't need such fast moves or turning. It actually needs to be a lot smoother for cinematic freestyle moves. Okay, moving on to racing drones have actually started going into this direction where the batteries are on the bottom of the drone, so it has a low center of gravity. This now helps the drones actually turn a lot faster around the turns on the track. Right, and then we have our, these are slightly bigger, so this is 6-inch, 6-inch drone. So 5-inch is what we use for most of our professional racing. 6-inch, 7 and above, now we use, these are actually long-range drones. So we use these to fly further, longer distance, not so much about speed, but endurance, so longer flight times. And then moving on to these are something new, and we've actually started using these a lot for filming, because in the past these were too dangerous because the props are open, all right, and they cause a lot of injuries. So we came up with these designs now. They're called Cinework, so they have shrouds, fan shrouds, covering the shrouds for protection, so you can actually bump into a person or bump into a wall. You fly very slow, style kind of looking for interior, specialized filming shots. We use these. So these are called cinewoos. These are different, right? And then another good thing creates now for very small indoor racing areas before. But these are called tiny woos. So technology is already at this level now where this is 2.5 inches.
It is only 31 mm.
31 mm size of drone, which this has a camera, it has a receiver, it has a video transmitter, and it's phone of FPV. We even have HD version ones, which also have a camera in which can actually record HD also. Yeah, so there's all this range, and it's good now for starting off. You can get it's for less than 10 for non-HD, for non-HD, for basic. So there's a price range now for everyone, especially for starting levels, all the way up to pros. Yeah. So basic components are all the same. All drones are small, big. They all run off basically the same components. The small ones are shrunken in size, so they go to micro scale. So micro, medium, and then large systems. So maybe just do the hardware.
Okay. Yeah. So for the hardware wise, okay, whether you are for smaller size, 65 mm until 10-inch or biggest one, for the commercial also, they have a same mask that they need. Okay. So first will be the flight controller. Okay. Of course, if you use a bigger one, the flight controller size will be different. Okay, according to the size of the frame. Yeah, the size of the frame and also the usage. Okay. So secondly, will be the ESC, how we call it electronic speed controller. Okay. Then the third things will be the motor. Okay, what we call is a brushless motor. Okay. Brushless motor will be depends on the usage. Like this one, the freestyle normally they will use like lower KB. Okay, and this is the high KB. High KB normally is used on racing. Okay. So the fourth one will be the propeller. Okay, which you can see here. Okay, and
so going back this one about the motors. Yeah. So basically, these are what type of motors are these?
this one is
From what we know in the past, it's new technology now as well as brushless motors.
yeah, brushless motor. What we say that is okay. You can if you if you fly in a raining day, okay, of course your motor is can use, but your electronic is not. Okay, don't misunderstand. Okay? Because a lot of customers also asking, you have any drone that you can fly in raining day? Okay, so when they go to fly, there is a trouble. Okay,
Yeah. Traditionally, I mean, brushless motors are of course a lot more durable.
yeah.
Than traditional brushless motors. You can have a lot more load put on them.
So you can see it's a big difference. Okay, it's a big motor and this one is small. Right? Okay. So one thing before I forgot, normally this one maybe will be out of topic of hardware, but it's a common question that people will ask. If you try to, they're scared that they will get inspired. Okay, so you are the pilot, so you will come to spy me and my residential area. Is it this one can be the things that happen
Using what?
using drone?
The traditional drone. Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah.
Of course.
But normally what I answer will be this is the good thinking that maybe how to say it's a logic way. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So we just make clear. Okay. Drone is not to do any illegal things. Okay. We just make clear that.
Yeah. Well. It's
Yeah.
either professional.
Yeah.
Using it for their own good, using it for sports and events and basically recreational.
Yeah. So you can see here, actually, they have a few drones. Okay, they will be based on each application. Okay, like this one, what we call is a 10-inch drone. Okay, they come with GPS. Okay, so if let's say they are using for first, anything happen, they can one press button.
Yeah, going back to that now. Yeah. So now our FPV drones in the past, no, they were all kind of fully manual, but with the update and new flight controllers and systems, we are now able to put GPS modules on our custom-made drones. We also have different types of software which we can use also for programming this GPS system. So you have we run now INAV basically for our long range, long flight, and we run beta flight, which is another different software we use for our racing drone. So difference in those, basically for racing and freestyle drones, we use beta flight. The GPS just works only as a rescue unit. So if you lose control with it, it will come back to a range where you can regain control and then land. So the other one is more towards similar to commercial drones in system, so they can actually program and they'll land themselves. It can also be set waypoints, like the higher end systems.
And maybe here we can go through some this build up for your drone racing. Okay, maybe we can show to here. Okay, this is the motor. So motor will be connected to this electronic speed controller. Okay, so from speed controller, they will connected to either it's a power distribution board or go to the flight controller there directly.
So now the newer systems are all a lot built into one board. So things are getting smaller and smaller now, and they're able to squeeze more electronics into each board. So some already have the power distribution board embedded in the flight controller.
Like this one, what we call is a flight controller, dealing with the power distribution board. So the electronic speed controller just connected to the flight controller, then you can save one layer space. But this one, I think is about 2 or 3 years technology ago, and the latest one will be one piece board. Okay, so this one will be the built-in flight controller and the electronic speed controller as well. Okay, and this thing is to power up the drone. Here this is the cable. So is that power up? Just power up like this. Okay.
Yeah, because of the high amp ratings that batteries put out, we put actually using LiPo batteries, which are lithium polymer batteries. Because of the high output rating that we have, we don't actually have on and off switches. It's all just direct current, right?
Yeah. So you have to make sure all your things is.
There's also to have less points of failure. So they are very robust. They're built from frames are built from carbon fiber. There's a lot of covering on standing posts, which make it very, 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 very strong. So these regularly crash at a regular basis, and usually the only things we need to replace are the propellers. Yeah. So it's quite, once you've invested in it, your normal practice, and it's quite cheap on low maintenance. Low maintenance affordable compared to if you crash a DJI drone, it's always in the minimum of hundreds and maybe thousands. This one costs you a set of props or a propellers, cost of propellers now.
Of course, this one
props are only about.
So it's a good design. It's done by Stanford. It is 3D printed. Overall, I think the weight is quite light. Okay, and they copy like the normal one. Okay, only thing is the material is using 3D printed.
Yeah, so it's a bit heavier than our carbon fiber, but it's surprisingly it's and it's quite durable.
2016 Eco World Multi-GV Drone Racing Championship happening here at the Bukit Bintang City Centre, Kuala Lumpur. We are pumped, we are excited to get ready for some non-stop high-powered drone racing action.
So this is one of our first events we did back in 2016.
which was also a qualifying round for the World Drone Racing Championships in US. So it's done in the city center. I think I'll just forward to this.
To the winners, yeah.
We'll go through some.
Encourage this because we see all positive aspects of drone racing, drone technology.
So yeah, we had about 40 pilots entrants, all from all over Asia.
Okay, I think that's the end of the video, Adam.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah. So I didn't interrupt and stop because we pretty much covered everything in there. Maybe a few things off. Going back to the weight of the drone. The drone's actually a lot lighter. I think we said that was about average of 800 grams. Our normal freestyle drone actually, even with a GoPro on like this, I just built, is only 600 over grams, below 700 grams, about 680 grams. So the racing drones with running without a camera are down to like 480, 500 grams. Yeah, very, very, very light.
This one has a 3D printed frame on it.
You try weighing it. How much does it weigh?
I didn't weigh it. This one Daryl did, but it's more what do you call it? It's more fragile because 3D printed frames are more fragile than the ones that you have, which are the carbon fiber ones.
Actually got hold on.
But one thing about 3D printed frames is that you can actually personalize your own design, and it's a great start, great marriage into designing your own frame. What do you have there? 3D printed as well?
Yeah, this is a new project coming on. So this basically runs off a lithium ion cell, your 18650 battery. Yeah, just printed the frame. So this is like a micro long range, which runs off 4 volts. So yeah, about to start.
Guys, if you have any questions, you can ask your questions in the message column, or if you like to just unmute, you can actually ask Adam and Achai any questions. This is a good time to ask them any questions if you have any. Achai, very quiet, Achai.
Very quiet.
Which are the fastest in the YouTube?
What's that?
Which drone are the fastest?
Oh, we have some questions in the YouTube, so I'll just parrot off some of the questions for you guys. What's the question again?
The fastest.
Which drones are the fastest?
5-inch racing drones will be the fastest, running off 6S cells. They can hit up to custom build. You can get about 180 to 200 kilometers an hour. They have been able to go to those speeds. Yeah, but with these racing drones, what people don't know is the current draw from the motors is so high that flight times are only like 3 minutes before the batteries are flat. So you don't have range, you don't have endurance. Yeah. So the faster you go, the faster you push, the higher the current draw, the faster the batteries will deplete. So like our drone races normally only run about 3 to 4 laps, 3 minutes, and we run in lots of heats in the knockout system. That's how they're done. very intense short sprint races.
All right, thanks. I got one question here asking right now from Prabhakar. Good evening. Current trend, many diving into DJI, the DJI FPV. Soon this type becomes obsolete. Maybe he's comparing the off-the-shelf DJI to custom.
Yeah, well, DJI actually helping the FPV hobby actually in a way. I mean, in the past, these are not off-the-shelf drones. Were not. I mean, FPV drones were not available. So to start off, investment is not only in purchasing of part. It's a lot in time because it's DIY and you have to build it. A lot of people don't have, and then there's a lot of trial error. Building and then trying to learn how to fly, and then so the progress before you actually get to experience or enjoy the experience of FPV, and then sometimes if you go off in the wrong direction, misguided by the wrong parts, and it never flies properly, it never works properly, it's quite disheartening lah. It drives people away from the hobby sometimes. So what DJI have done is, I mean, off-the-shelf, ready-to-go FPV experience. You can learn to fly in a few hours and experience FPV. And then it works out that from that way around, you want to go more advanced. If you realize that you do enjoy it, then you start investing time and effort into our custom-built FPV racing drones.
How much will it cost, Adam, to get into this hobby?
Right now, the most expensive part, actually, I could say, is the goggles. Buy goggles for this. Yeah, they can cost over $2,000. You can get cheap ones for a few $100. So, you're talking of basically getting started about 2,000 to 3,000 ringgit.
I see some
on the lower end level. Yeah. Now everything's gone HD. So that's like your next step going up. But initial investment now, because our analog stuff is already quite old in terms of technology, it's advisable to spend a little bit more and invest straight off into HD systems.
Very interesting. I see some new guys coming on board. I see Tyrol is there. Zarul also.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hey, you guys, please.
Hi guys.
This is a Sembang session. Zarul, please say something.
I don't have much to say actually because I'm a retired racer. All you
No, well, it's good. It's good from your experience, lah.
There's another guy.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. From my view, racing drone. I mean, me and Ame has been enthusiastic in racing ever since it's started actually. So the cost that been involved is quite high actually. So you need to have the passion to fly. You need to have the knowledge of how to build the drone, how to mix and match the parts. If you don't have those knowledge, you end up going to burn your money more and more lah. So DJI does help a lot. It make everything easier actually. Yeah.
Well, you get the experience without all the headaches.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's a history.
But it's So I mean, in the past, taking an FPV is a whole hobby of aero modeling. You have to learn basic electronics. You have to learn how to solder. You have to learn how to assemble parts. So in that point of sense of it, it's a much bigger, wider experience. Which not everybody's interested in. But it's part of the hobby. Actually, it's part of the hobby.
Yeah.
If you want to take up FPV, you have to learn all these things.
Yeah.
You have to learn all of this.
Yeah. Don't scare off other people lah. Menakutkan ni. But I noticed that
No, but the thing is, I mean, in the past, you know, a lot is all try and error, and then the technology is still new. So we're all learning together with the whole community. You know, right now, all information is available online. You know, there are tutorials how to install, how to program, how to solder, all these things. Everything is available online now with all the proper instructions, reviews on the right products. You know, so you don't get ripped off. In the past, there's no reference to anything, so we just buy something online. We can't get it here, and then we assume it's good. You know, and it comes, and then we plug it in. It doesn't work properly. You know, so
yeah.
that this current point in time for you to start, you're not going to have to go through all that, you know.
Yeah, just to give you some of my experience, we, as you know, Sam for All is a experiential center for mostly for kids and young for youths as well, and we have a lot of parents coming in wanting to get their kids started on drones and all. So I want to start something once, hopefully after the MCO is over, we can actually start simple sessions and classes for kids, get them involved in drones because, like I say, although they are involved in drones, but they're also learning new technology that is important for them to prepare themselves for the new IR 4.0 revolution that's coming up. And I remember when we did for my Digital Maker Fair, we did sessions with the kids. We do 2-hour workshop sessions. The kids are learning. From their point of view, they are learning how to build a drone. Wow, I can go very fast and all. But from our point of view, we're teaching them soldering. We're teaching them a bit of electronics. We're teaching them a bit of coding. A bit of these are the things that will tarik minat.
It's very important. That's why it's very important for this hobby not to die and not to get regulated. You know, like commercial systems. You know, it's very important that we keep this going as a hobby. You know, because it helps a lot. It gives back a lot towards STEM and development for you know, in the education sector.
That's right. So to keep it alive, we have competitions, we have other engagements. I want to highlight one upcoming competition from Dr. J. He's one of our members based in Johor, in UTM, and he's doing a collaboration with KPM, coming up with a competition for drones. He did it last year for drone IR 4.0, and this year I think it's going to be a little bit more bigger. And we will support him from our side, from Muda side, as well as STEM for Makerspace. We hope that it will be a success. And he told me that so far he's gotten about 2,300 entries already. So you can see ada minat. There's a lot of minat there, and a lot of kids, a lot of the youths want to do this, but they don't know how. So hopefully, by having sessions like this, you know, this is how people will get interested, and we can start talking to them, not just about racing drones. We can talk about other types of drones, other type of recreational drones, and then talk about the career aspects, the applications. These are all important because you start off as a hobbyist, and then you go into being an amateur. Then you realize, hey, I can make money from this. Then they can become professionals. That's what we're looking at.
Yes.
We want to educate the kids so that they can have the right tools for them to face the future. And drones it is all around us in every aspect of our lives. My estimation, I remember 5 years ago, was that one day there will be a drone in the back of your room or in the back of your office, as common as a what do you call it, a vacuum cleaner. It's just a machine. It's just
it's basically automated. Yeah,
exactly.
So whether it's a multi-rotor or wing aircraft or ground vehicle or sea vehicle or
Yes.
If it's autonomous, it's a drone. You know.
Hey, shout out to Hyrule. Hyrule, anything to add, Hyrule? Hyrule is one of the professionals. You know, we have a lot of professionals who are actually living, breathing drones. Maybe get some highlights from Hyrule.
Okay, apa khabar semua?
Right.
Baik.
Okay, hopefully semua sihat. Okay, actually I tak ada yang you cakap tadi, everything dah cover, sama macam Adam dengan Zarul bagi tahu tadi. So just nak add on lah, sekarang ni untuk training part dah one step ahead. Sekarang I tengok dekat I think US ke UK, dia dah buat mobile training center, which means dia ada satu macam caravan ataupun house van, dia modified jadi macam control room. So macam penguatkuasa ke ataupun industrial player like kalau kat Malaysia ni macam TNB ke, boleh dapat the training on site dengan barang-barang yang dah di modified dalam kereta tu. Let's say macam ada screen, ada 4 to 5 screen for the student to view, and the high contrast screen, and you can communicate to each other using the walkie-talkie. So the point is, sekarang untuk buat training, you don't have to station at one place. You have to go to them, cari diorang. So maybe it is good idea lah to do training for industrial training ni lah.
Yeah, that's a good aspect.
And the rest I rasa everything good now dekat Malaysia ni pasal drone. So last time pun hari tu Fuad ada discuss dengan, I think Mak Noor tahu kot pasal CAM dengan Fuad dah discuss story. So maybe lepas ni ada next meeting with them, maybe we can invite Mudas as well untuk jadi macam host lah for that meeting, untuk kita punya vision ataupun hala tuju between SKM dengan the RPTO. Sebab kalau RPTO tu yang I faham, based on Fuad punya explanation, dia cakap memang kena belajar sampai 8 bulan, tapi not necessary you have to complete it dalam 8 bulan. Bergantung pada RPTO center tu. Kalau dia nak buat at least seminggu ke 2 minggu punya course pun doesn't matter. Janji cover all the syllabus from CAM. Itu saja. So apa yang kita nak map sekarang ni antara SKM program dengan RPTO is maybe dia tak boleh let's say kalau you dah ada SKM, of course you still kena ambil RCOC tu lagi. But in order you nak ambil the RCOC, you ada macam some sort like transfer credit lah. Let's say you ada 10 test, tapi you ada SKM, you maybe boleh ambil only 6 to 7 test saja. You dah eliminate 4 test kat situ. So itu I nampak macam boleh pergi, but then still kena further discussion dengan JPK punya KP dengan CAM punya people lah. So that's from me lah. Apa yang I harapkan this SKM program tak mati macam tu je. Rugi lah kan.
Betul. I think just to add on what Harold saying is that we have two components here. What do you call it? The one that JPK has done, the one that we did, NOS program, that is based on competency. But what the RPTO has, one CMS, is actually little bit more about human factor, but the other parts of it. So like what we mentioned to CM, you have to gabong these two, so it becomes a complete, I would say, a harmonized drone pilot. That's what we're looking at lah.
I think CM is looking for more like for risk assessment.
Yeah.
So competency we can provide by SKM, but there's another part is the operation going to be done, and that is the risk assessment lah, which the operator have to know.
What I understood, yang CAM bagi tahu dekat Fuad, dia cakap kalau satu organisasi tu ataupun the company nak jadi the RPTO, you tak semestinya kena ada the license from CM. At least untuk operation thing, kalau siapa boss ataupun who want to be the leader,
License from
you just at least ada satu
kalau siapa boss ataupun
basic cert only like SKM. So the only yang CM tekankan is you need to have a license ataupun cert from CM is the safety officer. Itu yang I faham lah. At least dalam satu company tu you create ada 4 atau 5 orang, at least one of them ada satu safety officer, ada satu license from CM. The rest tak ada CM punya license pun tak apa, at least ada SKM, at least you have the background of the drone punya certification from the government lah.
Okay, anything
That's
to add, Matno?
From my side, okay, as an old man, I would like to encourage all these youngsters, young people, start to have hobby like drone racing or have some interest in flying drones. Start with a simple one. You can join Mudas, okay, as a member, and then you can get to know how to start the drones, to operate the drones, to fly the drones. And also, if you're interested in racing drone, FPV drone, we have a lot of experts here. So get in touch with us in Mudas. So become members. So I would like to do all the youngsters.
Yeah, that's very good. I just want to, there's a question here from Iman. He says, hello, I just want to know, is the drone delivery food service, is it true? Anyone?
Not at this moment.
Everyone smile.
This is all in still in development and testing phases lah, to see what is possible in industry lah. But for it to actually be commercialized in the market, it will still be many more years before that would be a possibility. As of now, I mean, worldwide also, in terms of delivering goods via drone, it's either in very remote areas or it's used for emergency services, from hospital to hospital, or transplant organs and whatnot. But from commercial side of sending normal goods and all that, is I still don't see how there's any value, commercial value added there,
Can I just add also?
Okay, but
yeah, in my opinion, technology has reached a stage right now that it is possible technically. I mean, it can't be too difficult. If we can send a man to the moon and a drone to Mars, we certainly can do drone delivery. It's a question. It's not a question of technical. It's a question of whether do you agree with it? Do you agree with it? Because if you agree with it, and this is the challenging things that the agencies, the regulators are facing, because if they agree and they open the Pandora box, there'll be probably 500,000 drones flying outside your house tomorrow morning. So do you want that? So these are the things that actually the the regulators are considering, because it will be a total disruption of everyone's daily lives. So this has to be considered very, very carefully before they allow such things to happen. Right now, drone delivery is put in the category of risk versus reward. In other words, it is important to deliver life-saving, blood or life-saving plasma. Yes, because the reward is life. I mean, you're saving lives. So these are the things that we do. Another example would be if you want to deliver packages, but then you have to look at the terrain. You have to look at many situations before the regulators can actually approve it.
Packages also it's not viable because the drones can't carry heavy packages for one, and then it's also for it to be viable, as in cost effective, it would have to be in like a mass quantity done in like you're saying just now, thousands or hundreds of drones going out doing it, which is not viable. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll keep that discussion open on that. Achai, quiet lah you. Anything to add? Are we going to have another multi-GP? That's a question being asked.
Okay,
Adam.
we're in the works now of reviving our FPV racing scene and recreational FPV scene also. From an education level, also younger age group in the works, coming along slowly, but coming along. Already in talks with certain important parties in the scene. Yeah.
It'd be good to have the multi-GP come back as well.
So
That's important.
yeah, it's sports and technology, yeah, on that side, and education side. So targeting on that sector.
All right. It is past 4:45 already. Anyone else like to put in any comments or whatever? Now's the time. You can unmute and you can ask the questions directly to our tokos here. Amir, anything to add, Amir?
Sorry, hi.
Amir, unmute.
Maybe for those youngsters, I have a question. I mean, what do you think is the age limit to be a pro drone racing pilot? What's the peak age? Normally, after what age do they all, I see in Korea already, some of them already reaching 17, 18 years old already, and they're already worried their reflexes are already, too slow,
Okay, the age. Actually, the age doesn't matter because I think 2 years back when we had a race in Johor, there's one kid from Thailand who just practiced for 2 weeks and joined the beginner category, and then he can achieve podium. I think it's number 2.
Yeah, how old was he?
7 years old.
Oh my!
So that's why I'm saying that the age there's now a limit. Once you reach a certain limit, like in Korea, like I say, after they're 16, 17 years old, they're worried their reflexes and skills are not as fast anymore. Because these youngsters are so young, just have like fantastic reflex skills.
Yep. Oh, about that, maybe I think around when they reach 20 years old, 21 years old, the reflex getting slower.
Yeah.
But for kids starting from 7, primary school kids lah, most of them macam we can take example Thailand going champion, which is milk. So they start from very young age and then they can excel very well in racing because of their reflexes. So one thing, because they didn't think about the amount they spend for the drone. That's the most important
They
thing.
don't have social stress and economical stress.
No baggage.
No baggage.
Yeah, true. So that's why they can focus on training.
It's also a mental thing.
Yep, it's a mental thing.
So that's why it's important that we get this started off again, from the school punya level kan. Sports section.
Is there any exercise or training untuk maintainkan you punya reflection tu sampai ke tua? Boleh ke?
Sampai ke tua.
Simulator bro, simulator.
Itu je lah. Kalau yang physical punya ada cara tak kalau you apply dekat field ke untuk maintain ke ataupun untuk exercise your reflection tu? Only simulator je.
Sebab the difference about this is because the specialty about this is that it's a mixture between the virtual world and the physical world. It's both combined together. Using a physical thing but watching it through FPV goggles in a virtual view.
Yeah.
It's very unique. It's very unique. Yeah. So your skills are not physical. The thing that is physical is the drone, is the component, is the equipment, But the skills comes from reflex training and all that. It was, simulator is the best platform.
Okay.
And then
sebab
gaming lah.
Ramai juga yang tanya, kalau macam you dah makin berumur, So faktor reflection tu akan kurang
Ya memang.
kan. So dia tanya juga ada some special exercise ke untuk maintainkan reflection tu. I pun cakap sama macam you tadi. Kena ni lah.
You put my name, then my number.
Make sure your hands are in good condition.
Guys, just
in your eyes.
Okay.
There's some questions about joining Mudas and all. I put in my contact number. My name is William Elvis. You can contact me at the number that I put out there. And if you want to join, the membership is only 50 ringgit per year and 50 ringgit registration. So it's a very what do you call it? A good way to acclimatize yourself with drones and also be among the greats here at all levels. You have we have members who are not just hobbyists but who are in the industry as well, and they can advise you in areas of security, surveillance, inspection, agriculture, precision agriculture. These are all the things that are important for the near future. In fact, these people here, they are all working full time already. So please contact us and tell your friends about us. We'll replay this on our YouTube video as well. So if there's nothing else, I'd like to end it because we are like over our session time. Adam, any last words? And Adrian?
Now looking forward to more sessions like this. I think it's good.
Okay.
And yeah, like I mentioned earlier, we need to attract more of the younger generation, younger crowd.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Non-professionals, those who are looking towards being professionals in the industry.
Yeah. And any further questions, you can direct them to our STEM for All Makerspace and our Facebook. It's STEM for All Makerspace. You can post questions there and talk about training for your kids. You can do that as well. Today's session was very preliminary. We just thought of just getting our guys together because we haven't seen each other for more than a year, and I think this is one way that we can actually improve, if anything, our communication amongst ourselves to see what's going on, and if you like, we can have follow-up sessions and talk more about drones because we have different we can bring in different speakers from different industries as well. I see Mr. Ramesh Mr. Ramesh is our director at STEM for Makerspace. Would you like to say anything, Mr. Ramesh?
No, I think it was a very good session. Thanks to our speakers, Adam and Hobby Gang, Achai. Yeah, it's been a long time, but I think it's good to keep our name alive, Otherwise, I was telling William, if we don't do anything after 3 months, people forget STEM for All. So we thought it would be good to engage, all our good friends and coming and using this platform, and also to explore if there's any other activities that you feel that we can host. We'll be glad to do that, So we are now very familiar with hosting all these Zoom sessions and Google Meet. If anybody has got any programs you would like us to host it and to reach out to our audiences, particularly if you're school students and teachers, do let us know. I think William will be happy to see how we can do a shout out should you have any programs. Yeah. So that's just to keep ourselves relevant and moving forward, in preparing for post MCO as well. Yep.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Ramesh. Hopefully we have more sessions. I also can talk about, from the point of view, from the regulator's point of view, how to get a JUPAM permit, how to get a CEM permit. We can talk about those as well, so that those a lot of good flyers out there, but they don't know how to go to the next step in terms of being professional, doing drones as a business. This is what we can actually talk about. So at this note, I think I'll end this session. Thank you very much again, Encik Adam and Adrian for hosting the session, and I hope to see you all very soon again. And I think we'll sign off from here. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Okay. Thank you guys. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye all.